The Nightscaping Surge Protection Device ships with a ground box, ground stake, and the device itself. You will, however, need to purchase an 8-foot ground rod and clamp separately from your local hardware store. For this installation, we will be installing the surge protection device near the bottom of this tree where a tree-mounted downlight is located. The first step is to locate the descending cable and follow it back to the primary 12-2 home run wire. Now this could be a single fixture connection or it could be a hub. Installation of the SPD requires a connection to at least a 12-2 home run cable and not a thinner fixture lead cable. With the connection point now located and exposed, a hole will need to be dug out for the InGround box that will house the surge protection device. Test fit the box occasionally so you don't overdig the hole needlessly. The ideal height of the box will be around 2 to 3 inches above the soil line if mulch or stone is being put back in around the box, or if you're installing in a grassy area, it'll need to sit flush to the ground. Now that the hole is excavated and ready, cut the wiring connections apart and restrip your wires to connect the new device. Now, you'll want to have an extra foot or two of slack in your cables to be able to run under the box and back up to the top for wiring. If you don't have enough slack in your cables, you may have to splice on some extra to reach. Now, with a flat spade, create a slit trench from your wire pass to the freshly excavated hole. Now, if your cables don't have a lot of slack in them to begin with, this should buy you a few extra inches of length for connecting them. Assembling the SPD to the stake is virtually identical to how you would attach a stake to a light fixture. Simply feed the wires through the slot in the stake and screw the device onto the stake. Now, just simply insert the surge protection device stake into the bottom of the hole to set it in place. Now we can gather all of the home run circuit and fixture lead wire ends together into a group and put the ground box in place over the SPD and the wire bundles. You can also trim the ground box if the tree roots or other obstructions prevent you from setting the box at the proper depth. Next, let's install the grounding rod. To make this process easier, I highly recommend using a heavy-duty hammer drill set to the hammering only position. You'll also need a ground rod driver bit, which are readily available. Installation times for the ground rod will vary depending on your regional soil conditions, but in most cases with medium to heavy clay soils, it really only takes a couple of minutes to drive at the full depth with a hammer drill. If you opt for installing the ground rod inside the box, then you'll only need to install it to just below the height of the bottom of the cover. Now we can wire up the surge device into our lighting system. If you notice, there are 3 wires coming out of the surge device: a black, red, and green wire. The black and red wires will be wired into your home run cable just as you would any other light fixture. The red to one side of the group and the black to the other group of cables. Polarity is irrelevant with the Nightscaping SPD, so don't stress out about which side the wire is connected to. It doesn't matter. Think of it as rewiring a new hub, but simply wiring it like you're adding another light fixture to the group. With our hub wired up, let's connect the green ground wire to the ground rod itself. Now, I like to strip a good couple of inches from the lead wire so I can fold it back over on itself, doubling the thickness of the conductor. This is great because it gives the cable clamp something greater to bite into. Now, place the folded wire between the ground rod and the inside wall of the clamp and then tighten it down to secure it in place. I find that a 1/2-inch box wrench usually does the trick nicely. With everything wired up, we can check to ensure the device is wired properly and active. With the power on, you should see 2 blue LED lights shining inside the top of the SPD. Now, in the course of your service work, when you check the SPD and notice the lights do not come on with the powered system, then you know the device is spent and it has performed its job. It will need to be replaced to continue to protect the system. With the installation complete, all that remains is to put the lid on and backfill the ground box. To better understand where to place surge protection devices in your lighting systems, check out our video on designing with the Nightscaping SPD. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.